All right, I know. For those watching, everybody's taller than me, including the general manager for the Vancouver Canadians. Back again for returning John Snyder. First off, John, nice to have you back here for another year.
Thank you, Steve. Man, I love coming back up here. It's always a pleasure to be back, especially this year. Looking around at the stadium, man, it's an exciting time to be up here. So we can't wait to get going.
We were talking about to Rob about what the team looked at when they first saw this. What was your first thoughts when you walked in the building and saw the changes?
Almost speechless because they were sending me videos, Rob and Andy. They were sending me videos and pictures, and then to come in and see it, it was amazing. I think they nailed it from A to Z. To take a historic ballpark like the Nat and then to add kind of this modern twist is such a cool dynamic to a minor league park. So we were walking around yesterday for about a half hour, and we were just kind of in awe. We love every part of it.
You come up a little bit shy last year of the championship. Naturally, you're obviously hungry to come back and win another championship. What major changes are you looking at making?
I mean, for me, you try to stay consistent as a manager. You try to just instill in the guys to come to work ready to play every day. And for me, I try to adjust based on what kind of personnel I have. Last year we had guys that could run. This year we have guys that can pitch. We may have guys that can hit with some power. But no real changes, I don't think. We're not trying to deviate from our plan as an organization or as a staff with myself and Dave and Jim. So no real changes, really. Just kind of come out and compete every day. And I always say middle of August is kind of our cutoff date, and see where we're at, and then put the foot on the gas a little bit.
How close do you work with the Toronto Blue Jays organization?
Fairly close. The kind of the chain of command runs down all the way to player development, and it's nice to have our input be known by the guys that are making some tough decisions. So we're talking almost on a daily basis to our field coordinator, to our farm director, to our scouting department, and it's a cool thing. A lot of people don't realize how much goes into it on a daily basis. And we're writing game reports and scouting reports on our team, on opposing players. So it's a big time team effort.
Are you like a proud papa when you see some of your players go up to the majors and make it and play for the Toronto Blue Jays?
It's great, yeah. Not just me, but I think any coach that's kind of had a chance to work with guys. You look at Castro, you look at Osuna, all those guys, even guys that have made it with different organizations. I still talk to Justin Nicolino quite a bit, and Sanchi obviously up there now, but. You feel good because that's why we do what we do. That's why we're called player development. We're trying to get them ready for the next level and hopefully to the big league level. But of course, you feel a little bit. You don't want to take credit, but you do feel proud about the guys that make it.
Is there such a thing as an off season for you?
Yeah, there is. A couple months. It's nice to, believe it or not, take kind of a deep breath. When you're done, and take care of some family stuff and visit some friends and things like that. But for me, it's baseball every day. Even in the off season, you're following trades and rumors and all that stuff. But baseball's kind of a part of me, part of all of us that do this. But it's nice for from a physical standpoint to have a little bit of a blow.
All right, so when we look at you outside of the GM role and the title with the Vancouver Canadians across your chest, very proud general manager, we get to know the man behind the hat and behind the name. What do you do to have fun when you're not at a baseball diamond?
Man, I like to travel. I'm getting married in October, so thank you. Yeah, the fiance Jess and I we travel quite a bit, just to try to take in places we haven't been to. I like to just relax with my family up in New Jersey. I'm living down in Florida now full time, so it's nice to go see them. But everything, it seems to always revolve around baseball at some point in time. I have a younger brother that coaches high school baseball, so I try to follow him and see him as much as I can. But for me, what I do to relax is just visit with my family and enjoy that time.
Assuming your fiance is a baseball fanatic, and if she's not now, she better be.
Oh yeah, she is. She played softball in college. She was a catcher as well, and she gets it, man. She gets the game, and it's cool to go home and I can either vent to her, or I can talk a little bit of strategy with her. But it's cool to have her in my corner, man. She's the best. She gets it. So there's not many girls out there like that, but it's cool to have one.
It's good to be able to vent to her, but the question is, does she listen to you?
More so than I listen to her sometimes. But yeah, she does. She gets it. And she actually she worked with the Blue Jays a couple years back in the front office, so she knows some of these guys personally, and that part of it's cool too.
All right, a couple other things before we let you go. What's your favorite food?
Oh man, some kind of chicken parm, whether it's on a sandwich or just on a big plate with some pasta. My mom made a killer chicken parm growing up, so chicken parm. Close second would be a nice New York strip steak.
Yeah, nobody cooks like Mom.
Oh man!
But you can't tell your wife that.
Exactly. I try not to. Yeah, I try. I don't bring that up too often.
No, not at all. What's your favorite music? And who's your favorite artist?
Favorite artist, Zach Brown Band, country artist, which is kind of weird from a guy from New Jersey, but really like them. I've seen them in concert numerous times. But from a music standpoint, I'm kind of all over the map. Anything, country, rock and roll, anything really has a catchy beat, I'm into.
And lastly, if there's one athlete in the entire world or one person that you could have a chance to sit down and spend 5 minutes with and talk to, who would it be?
Derek Jeter. I've said that for a long time because I really respect the way he went about his business on the field for 20 years in a big-time spotlight in New York City. Not just what he did on the field, but the way he conducted himself off the field. I would love to pick his brain a little bit, and I just think he's an all-around good ambassador for the game.
John, thanks very much for doing this. All the best of luck this coming season. I really appreciate it, okay?
No problem. My
Thanks.
pleasure.
We'll talk to you next time. I want you to have a ring and a championship pennant and all the rest of that.
Exactly, me too.
All right.
Thanks, Steve. All right, bye-bye. Hi, I'm John Schneider, and you're watching Sportswave.